Hello and welcome to another update video about Quant. Had a lot of requests for another QNT Quant update. So yeah, wanted to give you an update about Quant from an Elliott wave point of view. Already mentioned to you in the last video that this area here is highly relevant, the area between the 88.7% fib level and the 78.6, which is between $49 and $92. But let me just draw that again because I did not do it. Had the inverted settings switched on. Let's just do that, and I just need to start from 0 because what we can see here on the chart is the first wave up. Yeah, and that therefore you usually start the fibs for the very first wave at 0. And you can see how relevant then this level was. So wave 1 up, impulsive move up, very clearly last September 21 made a peak here at over $430 or roughly $430. We then came down here, corrected down, yeah, pretty much nearly 90% in this wave 2. And I wanted to just give you an idea here about how I would label this wave 2, because I haven't really done it in much detail so far. I've have done this Quant here, Quant 1, really from a high level point of view so far in my previous videos. Which doesn't really make a difference, but it's still interesting to see how actually the overall labeling works. So we had, after the wave 1, we came down obviously in a wave A correction that was pretty much just after that wave 1 peaked. Yeah, so we can just draw that. Let me just do that a bit more accurately. No, this here was the wave A. Then we came up in a wave B directly afterwards. Yeah, did not come all the way to the previous high. And then we have here a very long C wave, which goes all the way till now. Yeah, this is absolutely possible because if we understand how this is all set up, that is what is important, because a C wave is a 5-wave move. So we are looking for the first wave 1, yeah, or the wave 1 of this impulse. So a wave C, as I said, in itself consists of 5 waves. So you need to be able to count this as a 5-wave move. And this is important to be able now. That is why I put some more, why I do this in more detail, because we want to understand more clearly where actually the overall low will be. So this here can be labeled then as a wave 1. No, I need to find another. Let's do that and do another color. Yeah, 1. That was back here in September 21, the wave 1 at $252. Then we moved up here. That was wave 2 directly afterwards. Yeah, here that swing high at roughly $350. That's the wave 2 that I looked at. And then the wave 3 down here, pretty much when we touched that 88.7% fib level. And why? So let's take a look at the Fibonacci extension levels. And we start here at the beginning of the wave C, of the wave 1, we go all the way up to the top of the wave 2. There you go. And what do I always say? The 1.618 fib extension, which is here at $85, is the minimum target for a wave 3. And you can see where the wave 3 actually touched exactly at $85. So therefore, the 1.618 again shows how relevant it is for a wave 3. So that's all good. Then the next wave up in 3-wave move, you can clearly count this as a 3-wave move. And we peaked in a wave 4 here at $163. So that's a wave 4. And then we are coming down here now in a wave 5. And this wave 5 is going to complete, in my opinion, the overall correction. That is when Quant finally has a chance to turn around. Yeah. However, we now need to establish how do we actually count this little bit here. Yeah. And again, we can count this again as a 1-2, coming down in a wave 3, moving up in a wave 4, which is basically maybe already finished, and then now the last wave down. So that is what you get with these waves within waves. Yeah. So again, I can label that maybe here in a different color again. So we did here the wave 1 again. Then we moved up in a wave 2. Yeah, you can see, and that is also very relevant for a wave 2, that we don't get into the same, that we don't retrace over 100%. So here we retraced, we moved up wave 1, or from the beginning of the wave 1 to the wave 1, then the retracement hit here, not the beginning of the wave 1, and we didn't even overshoot it, so perfectly valid. Wave 1, 2, this swing low here, a wave 3. Then we moved up in a wave 4. Now that can be complete, could be, doesn't need to be complete yet. That is still a bit of a juggle here. I don't know, yeah, because let's take a look again at the fib levels. So when we look at the retracement here for a wave 4, again we start at the beginning of the wave 3. We go to the end of the wave 3, then we look at the retracement levels, and the minimum retracement that such a wave 4 needs to do is the 28.6%, no, sorry, the 23.6% fib level here at $72. We reached that. So the wave 4 could theoretically be complete. What would rather confirm that is that we actually moved already down here and made a lower low today. Yeah, we actually made a lower low. No, yeah, we did make a lower low, and we actually also make lower highs. I mean, from that point of view, it could really be that wave 4 is finished and we're already in our last move down here in a wave 5. Now that last wave 5 also will consist of 5 waves in itself. And what would be now an ideal target here for that last wave 5 down? And for that, again, we can use the Fibonacci extensions. Let's just do that. Of the wave 1 to the wave 2. What this shows us now is actually that we could go down, well, pretty much any target from now, yeah, or from lower than the wave 3 all the way down to 0 would be possible. That is unfortunately how it is, and there we are at the limits of TA. A very likely level would, for example, be the 200% level. Yeah, fib extension at $12 now. Another level would be just taking the length of the wave 1. Yeah, the wave 5 can be as long as the wave 1. That would take us down to $4 to $5. Now, again, I'm a bit skeptical about these targets, but this is typically what you would expect for a wave 5 down. I mean, you can see just by how long this wave is. I mean, this started at the wave 1 was as long, very long, because it started at $160. It moved down to 92. Then a wave 2 retracement. Then a wave 3 came down all the way to here, $47. Retracement in wave 4. The wave 5 doesn't have much more space. I just have to be very clear with you here, very honest. So again, giving you now a target is a bit difficult for Quant specifically. But it would certainly land below the low of the wave 3. And my view is, you know, it could be anywhere between $45 and $10. That is how it is. Therefore, what is very important, I know that is not very helpful, but what is very important is now to really pay attention to the very close, to the individual waves, you know, how they are behaving, and to really count in detail the waves which are now coming down. So let's say we already start the wave 5, then to really pay close attention to it and really observe very closely if the trend is changing in any way. And I will of course make you aware if I see something. But what this overall means is that I generally do expect one more dip for Quant, and then even if it is below that target area here, that was the original target area, don't get confused, this was the original target area, we came perfectly into it, but I think we are now going to see here one lower low, yeah, and that would come here somewhere below the 88.7% fib level. It must do, because the wave 3 already reached the 88.7% fib level here at $48. So therefore, you would expect the wave 5 to come lower than that. Yeah, absolutely. So that's just what we have to assume. Yeah, and that would be a price drop below, yeah, $48. And from here, though, the price would have a chance to turn around. Well, it must do, because as I elaborated before, the 88.7% fib level is a very important support level. The drop below that for an extended period of time can really is not good for the sentiment. Yeah, it's not good for the sentiment, and it just then also just needs much more drive, you know, much more interest to bring a coin again back to the upside. And you know, it's not the first time that cryptos drop below the 88.7% FIB level, but it just increases the likelihood that they won't make a new all-time high anymore. And I mentioned that before anyway, but this doesn't mean I have a problem with Quant. Generally, the Quant chart looks decent, looks good, looks just like a normal impulse with a correction, but it now very soon needs to finish its correction and start the next wave up. Otherwise we get in trouble here, but for now, no need to panic. We are at the moment even still above the 88.7% FIB level, and we pretty much have to assume that we get below it, even if it's just for a short period of time. But let's go, what would be the target for the next major wave to the upside? Let's say we land somewhere here in the middle of that target area between 0 and $48. Then for the next move up, the next larger wave up, which would be the wave 3, in the case we make a new all-time high, the target would be at least $720. That is even from now more than a 10x. But to do so, we need to first of all finish the correction off, of course. So I do expect a lower low before we actually start a new upside. And then we need to break here above those swing highs. Yeah, highlighted with the red resistance level already, above $155 we would need to move. And from there then we can move higher, and we can make a new all-time high, but we need to make a new all-time high. Otherwise that $720 target, which is the minimum for a wave 3, will of course not be reached, and it might just be another one too. But for now, yeah, it's doing what it needs to do in such a correction, but it is about to, well, it now gets quite urgent that it starts to turn around here after it makes another low. Yeah, it doesn't technically need to make a lower low. Yeah, and we did mention that before for Bitcoin as well. All the cryptos I cover, including Quant here, they all reached their target area. So technically it doesn't need to make a lower low. It would be good for the chart to finish off the medium term on the lower, the medium term wave count as well, to make that 5th wave, but it technically doesn't need to, because it overall here on the higher level wave count, it did what it needs to do to complete the correction. At any point, Quant could now start to move up, and therefore I observe all the cryptos at the moment very, very closely. All right, that's my view about Quant. Hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.